Hello and welcome to today's discussion about the Libra full moon happening on April 1st, 2026 at 12 degrees, 20 minutes Libra at 10:11 p.m. Eastern Time. So today's full moon sheds light on situations that were happening 2 weeks ago around the Pisces new moon on March 18th. If you set intentions, if you planted seeds during that time, you would be, putting those seeds in the dark. We don't know what's going to happen now with the full moon. Our seeds, some of the seeds are at full flower. We have more awareness of what was happening 2 weeks ago, and we have this information to commit and to celebrate. And there's still time to weed. There's still times to remove some things you don't want, but now we're clearer, much more clear on what we do want. It's also connected to the new moon in Libra from 18 months ago. So this is part of the lunar gestation cycle. 18 months ago on October 2nd, 2024, we had a Libra new moon solar eclipse at 10 degrees, 3 minutes Libra. So if you can think back or look back at your calendar or your journal to what was happening 18 months ago, there's going to be some bigger clarity. These larger cycles, the lunar gestation cycles, take 2 3/4 years to complete. So there's something that was going on then that you're going to be called to review, or that you're like, oh, that's what was going on. So check out what was happening for you on October 2nd, 2024, around that time. So during the Libra moon, the moon gives us an idea of what we're going through emotionally, our emotional experiences, and what's happening in our bodies physically. So the full moon in Libra asks us to be who we really are, despite what is expected of us. Libra is famous for making compromise. Libra is the energy of relationships. How do we get to know the self, which is Aries, which is where the sun is right now, through relationship? And the way to get to know ourselves through relationship is to be honest. Sometimes Libra has a tendency to try to read the room and make sure, everybody's having a good time at the expense of their own self. So to really create, because Libra's connected also to art, connected to relationships, connected to peace. There's peace and compromise, yes, but you don't want to go too far over to the point of compromising yourself, compromising your well-being. And the lesson from the Aries sun shows us how to be ourselves, right? So how are we ourselves in relationships to others? And what can we create when we are our authentic selves in relationship to others, right? In relationship to the world around us, in relationship to our space, our home, right? To whatever's happening, we're having a relationship. And Libra is aware of that. So, Aries is ruled by Mars. Libra is ruled by Venus. So when Venus is able to tell Mars, hey, I would like this, because Venus is about love, right? Mars says, I want to, on the highest form of Mars is like, I will do that for you, right? I am, heroic, right? So there's a heroic effort that can happen in terms of peace and love and beauty and allowing that to be the driving force, right? Libra's driving force is beauty. So I wrote a few things down, and part of my notes say that Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus's themes are relatedness to the past, to culture, to tradition, to family, and to others. So Libra observes patterns of relationship and also brings things into relationship. So when we are completely authentic and bringing things into relationship, we are creating this third entity, right? We create another entity that is wholly new, that is completely original, and when the means to get there is beauty, because that is, Caroline Casey writes, beauty is the means for Libra. So when the means is beauty, and the beauty of the self, and the beauty of relationship, art, culture, tradition, all of those things are elevated. All of those things become something beautiful. And also, if we can really relate to culture, to the past, to tradition, to music, to art, to nature, we're really experiencing the beauty of life, right? And it's spring, right? So here we are in the beauty of life. Now, in Caroline Casey's book, Making the Gods Work for You, the moon in Libra says, my tradition not only understands the interrelatedness of all things, but also plays an active role in consciously introducing disparate elements to each other. So it's not necessarily like attracts like. Thus, I create new art forms and constantly seek to forge new alliances with other people, traditions, and forces. So we're seeking alliance. When we are our authentic selves, then the alliances we create are true. They're real because we are real, right? I give birth to the arts of diplomacy and mediation between people and species. We are the artists of the community who seek to make everything more harmonious and beautiful. So the question is, how do we make the world a more beautiful place by being our authentic selves? Or we make the world, right, a beautiful place by being our authentic selves. There's a lot, going on in the world right now that is, very uncertain as we prepare for Uranus to move into Gemini. Pluto's getting settled into Aquarius. Neptune and Saturn are in Aries, right? So right now, the moon is asking us to, tell the truth. So what is your truth, right? A lot of things out in the world are, the truth is, I don't know. I guess we need to be discerning what the truth is and what the truth is not. And it seems like that is something that is growing more and more. But if we can be true within ourselves, that's going to ripple out into all of reality. Even if it's the teeniest ripple, it's a ripple, right? So, okay. Full moon. I'm going to pull a couple of cards to just see how the week is going to go. And just the vibes in general. So this is general energy for the Libra full moon. If you want a personal reading, you can go to holly-troy.com/tarot and book a reading with me there. So hopefully you will get something from this, because I like to look at tarot as a way of looking at life from another angle, looking either to be confirming, like, yeah, that's what I thought, or, I never thought of it that way. And, to just try on maybe a different viewpoint. Something to expand your reality, not go, this is what it's going to be. It's like, oh, let's just see what happens. Okay, so one came out. There's one more coming. Yeah. Whoop, that one jumped out. Okay. So the first card I picked was Knight of Swords, and it's reversed. So the knight is always on a mission. People think of knights, we think of noble, nobility, like noble action. Also, it's an air. It's air. Swords are air. Libra is an air sign. Could say that, this could be connected to Libra. It's reversed. So what I'm talking about when it comes to saying, like, what is your truth? This is saying that there's going to be the possibility of experiencing some lies. So it's definitely up to us all to discern the truth, because there's a lot going on that's very quick, and the night is fast, right? So it's there's a passion with the night. Somebody like this, you can experience someone also. A court card could be a person or some aspect of yourself who's really, quick with words, has a sharp intellect, and could be a poet, could be a musician as well. Reverse, maybe they're not so quick. Maybe there's a little bit of fog. Maybe the clarity isn't totally there. So the thing is to take some time to discern what the clarity is for you, so that you can express your truth. And the next card I got was the 5 of Swords. So here there's some discord. 5 might be wrapping that up. It's like there may have been a situation that wasn't quite working that you're going to find a solution to. I always find this card really interesting, because this person holding the swords is like smiling, kind of. like I won or whatever, and these two people here are not happy. They're you know, they're standing with they put their swords down and they're standing with their backs to this person. So it's like, okay, you got all the toys, but you don't have the friends. All right. So something, some clarity, something may have kind of blown up for you this week. And now it's an opportunity to, get clarity. And I see this too as like, he's holding two swords up in this figure's holding two swords up in their hands, and then there's one sword that's down. So, there is a chance, again, like I said, to slow down and meditate a little bit, or you can go for a walk, because there's definitely a lot of electric energy in the air. And see what needs resolve. So whatever has happened here, whatever, like some truth has been spoken, or something has come to light where you're like, wow, okay, I have to resolve this. And that's the thing, to take the time, check in with yourself. How do I resolve this? And then take the action to resolve it. Swords is very fast moving. So, if you want to right this night, then, see what you can do to right the wrong. See what you can do that fixes this upset. When I put the cards down, they were, the bottom of the deck showed, and I feel like this makes sense because we end with the Queen of Cups, who is fully, she's the, she represents the mature and the embodiment of emotional intelligence. So here, these two cards are more like mental energy or mental intelligence. But when you get clear on something that needs to be righted, you make your amends quickly, and the result is, and it may be down the line, it might not be immediately, but is this emotional fulfillment, this emotional intelligence where you can be grounded in your own body. She embodies this. Your emotions aren't throwing you all out of whack. What they're doing is you feel very centered and calm and okay with yourself, so that whatever has been revealed here doesn't throw you off. It creates emotional stability. It gives the chance for you to be comfortable in your own body, in your own feelings. So there may be this week the energy may be like, oh wow, there's something that either there was something you were experiencing that was dishonest, or that you have been experiencing some dishonesty in a way that might not be blatant, where you're just like trying to appease everyone, right? Just like Libra, but that you realize it, because they're both like this, and you seek to amend it quickly, which then results in this, which is like a new way of experiencing your emotional intelligence, your emotional integrity, and being yourself. Also, the Queen is beautiful. So you can allow more beauty in, you can allow love in, you can allow, when we deal with emotions or situations that might be a little uncomfortable, it opens us up to something more expansive in our emotional landscape this week. Thank you for checking out this video, and have a great week. Enjoy your commitments, your celebrations. And if you'd like to get a reading with me, go to holly-troy.com/tarot, or you could go to medicamagica.com and book a tarot reading with me there live. I do live readings in the Hudson Valley in upstate New York. Otherwise, my readings are online. All right, have a great week. Peace.